Not going to lie, on our first P&O cruise on the Azura 6 months ago, we really didn't like the cruise. Let's see if you screwed this one up. I'm just doing this for a taste, for scientific purposes. But now we're here, on the P&O Iona. Is it going to be any different? In this vlog, we've tried to hit every main dining room and every snack and quick service and specialty dining venue on board. And the cheap and cheerful, well, that's not cheap. That's free.
To the more expensive options. Anyway, let's start with breakfast. Breakfast starts early in the Horizon, which is located on deck 16, the leader deck. There's a decent choice, but nothing mind-blowing. We never saw any smoked salmon, for example, although this is available in the MDR. Cereal comes in gumball machines. There's a good choice of milks available, which is great, and allergy-friendly options are kept behind a counter, so please ask staff if you need anything. Pretty decent buffet that we enjoyed a couple of times, so already an improvement to Azura in our opinion.
Yeah, for the most part, all of the food on the Iona was an upgrade from the P&O Azura. The cooked breakfast is there for you to enjoy, and we did that, like Beth said, a couple of times on this cruise, but sometimes you can take a cooked breakfast and get a little bit creative with it.
Especially if you're a growing teenage boy.
Something we didn't know before we embarked is that you can also get breakfast in the Keys on deck 8. At Hook, Line and Vinegar, they've got American buttermilk pancakes and waffles, which you can have with or without bacon. These were actually really good. There are other breakfasts you can have in the Keys as well.
However, in the Keel and Cow you can also get breakfast, which is what we did on our first day on board on the sea day. You can see that vlog, we'll put the link in the description below. You pay a little bit extra for the food here, it's slightly elevated. There's some different things on the menu which we enjoyed, and a better variety of drinks. There's things like Greek yogurt and fruit and granola.
As much as we enjoyed our breakfast at the Keel and Cow, and we did enjoy our breakfast, the portions I found to be really small. That's not a problem on a cruise ship. You can get more food anywhere, but just a little bit of toast and a little bit of yogurt and a little bit of granola wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah, but the Eggs Benedict, which we had with smoked salmon, I think replaced the ham with that, and the porridge were decent sizes. And I really appreciated having some different choices on board, so well done P&O, we liked that.
But if you're looking for a waiter service breakfast that's a little bit fancier, that doesn't break the bank, you can go to any of the main dining rooms that are open. On this day we went to Pearl, and the menu for the breakfast in the main dining room looks something like this.
And you can be a little bit flexible. We'd often ask for a variation of some of the items, replacing some things and having them with others, and they were always really accommodating.
We asked for this pastry assortment, which they don't normally do, but they were happy to oblige on this day.
If you're sensing a theme here, Tony's got a bit of a thing for yogurt and dried up cereal things. I, on the other hand, went for the avocado toast, and that's always really good. It was good on the Azura, and it's very good on P&O. Here's again a bit of a mishmash. Make your own breakfast, choose your own adventure for a teenager.
All in all, we enjoyed every breakfast we had on our 7-day cruise on P&O Iona. We're not really food critics, but if we were to give this a rating out of 10, we'd probably go 8 out of 10.
As soon as midday hits, the shutters go up and the Keys is open, and there's some really good choices here. I thought the fish and chips were brilliant. I think I had them 2-3 times. The Asian kitchen's great. They change the menu daily. There's always different things you can have. Katsu curry, for example. Again, really good, quick. You don't have to queue if you get there at midday as well. You pretty much walk straight up. Here's some beef and noodles. And the American grill. So you've got your burgers, hot dogs, things like that. Although they do tend to change the menu slightly here. Oh, and the fried chicken.
If you haven't noticed, I am American. I've lived in the UK now for over 20 years, and I will say that British restaurants don't always get American food right, but the American diner on the P&O Iona absolutely nailed the fried chicken, and the burgers weren't too bad either. As an American, I can't speak to fish and chips, so I'll turn this over to Beth.
I'll be honest, I didn't think these were going to be particularly good. I thought I'll just try them for a scientific experiment and to review it for you guys, but fluffy chips, nice fish, well done P&O, good job.
So the food at the Keys is free, but at the Glass House, which is on the same deck, we were able to pay a little bit extra and have a really cool, a bit more elevated, a bit more gourmet lunch. You can also eat dinner here. This was more tapas-inspired food, and it was very, very good and much bigger than it looks on the menu.
Yeah, I was going to add that the portion sizes are huge. I was expecting like little bits of tapas, but as you can see from my gargantuan crab that was in the shop before, these are big portions. You're not going to go hungry.
And we didn't really need dessert, but we had it anyway. This is, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, the British Retro Trio.
And it doesn't look like any Arctic roll that I used to have as a kid. They were really good though. We did share, we didn't have one each.
A bit big dramatic, right?
A bit posher than the Arctic roll I used to have when I was a child.
That was the only time we actually paid for lunch on board the P&O Iona. We actually went to the main dining room for lunch one day on a port day. And this was the menu. I had a really, really nice curry. I believe that was chicken tikka masala. And Beth went for one of the sandwiches. And of course dessert, because if you don't have dessert at lunchtime, are you even on a cruise? Because 3 meals a day is never enough when you're on a cruise, let's have a look at the snacks. Now, just tucked behind the Keys, there is an assortment of cakes and dainties and fruits that you can have at lunchtime.
There's also salads there as well that you could have had with your main course if you prefer.
Yeah, but this is not about salads. This is about snacks and junk food. And I should also point out that the Keys serves dinner, and those delectables are available at dinner as well. You can get them pretty much all day round, apart from obviously breakfast time. We even took a load back to our cabin to try.
This is not gluttony, this is indecision. We don't normally do this, but we are eating late. We're eating at the captain's table at 8:30, so we need something. And what better way to do it? Oh no, the cookies aren't as bad as they were on the Azura.
What's this one?
They're still pretty crumbly and
Have that.
Is that good? What is it?
bland.
We also tried afternoon tea in the Horizon. This is free of charge. You can pay and have afternoon tea in the Epicurion. If you haven't seen that vlog of our experience on the Azura, we'll drop it in the description below.
I'm not going to eat all that. That's just a selection to see. No, I'm not.
I
Oh,
took that.
meager.
Oh no!
What happened? Oh no. Yeah, and this is where they do the ice cream afternoon tea, which looks like this, which is what we're going to do.
Need to do this. We didn't end up doing it because we were so full and there was so much free food to eat. We didn't really need to pay for anymore. I say free, it's included in the cruise fare that you have paid for already, so there is that. However, we did have ice cream.
They have edible spoons.
Good that they have all of the allergens here as well, so you can see really clearly, like literally everything.
And edible spoons. So this looks good, but it's £3.50.
Yeah, it's pricey.
Let's try the ice cream. It's pretty good ice cream. Better than the, well, whatever desserts we had at Sindu. We now interrupt this ice cream eating to talk about the edible spoon. It is so hard.
The minute you put an edible spoon in your mouth, the urge to bite the end off is huge. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments below.
But it's really hard, like really brittle. Yeah, it's like a dog biscuit.
We'd heard so many mixed reviews about the food in the main dining room on P&O, and to be honest, I was really nervous about trying it. There are 4 dining rooms. Coral was the one we went to this particular evening. We ordered our table, reserved our table on the app, which was really straightforward. They call it an app, it's not really, it's kind of on the website, but you join a virtual queue and they let you know when your table's ready. We had a great table, lots of space, like the restaurants a lot. But what is the evening meal dinner experience like in the main dining room? Let's have a look.
On any given night, the menu in each of the 4 main dining rooms is the same, barring one night, which is formal night, which we'll get to in a moment.
And what I will say is that the menu is really varied and really very good. I was very impressed. In fact, I think it's better than some of the American cruise lines where you just get the same basic food all the time. There was some really good choice, some local ingredients used, and all in all, a really good dining experience. Service was great too. Very surprised, I'm very happy.
That was nice.
That was a decent experience. I'd say a solid 8 out of 10 tonight.
Yes.
Not bad at all. Well
Let's see-
done, P&O.
So that just took a kids menu.
No, I just want to review it so I can tell people.
Here we go.
Beautiful.
So this is Aqua main dining room. It actually looks all right, even better than Coral. Oh, we've got a table by the window. Amazing.
It's like, so
There's your kids menu.
kids menu, so you can have a look and let you know what's on it. So you could have all kids-friendly things. Oh, sticky honey and soya chicken strips.
I'm more interested in the view. Look at that, Beth. Look at that yacht.
I know, it's gorgeous. Can I have the squid and the tagine, please? The squash.
I have to say, this was, out of the 4 main dining rooms, our favorite venue in terms of the size of it. It wasn't as big as some of the others, and the windows, the view was great, but also the food. To be honest, there's nothing wrong with any of the main dining rooms, in our opinion, on board the P&O Iona. It's all down to what you like in terms of decor, in terms of size, in terms of intimacy of your meal.
And I guess depending on the queue on the app as well.
But don't order the asparagus as a starter unless you really just want 4 asparagus spears as a starter.
They look nice though, very nicely presented.
Yeah, they were good as far as asparagus goes, but it was really hard to find a bad dish on this cruise in the main dining rooms.
And I will say, for vegans and vegetarians, there is some really good choices. I'm not vegetarian, I'm not vegan, but I very often went for those options and they were delicious, really good. You're definitely not an afterthought.
As good as all this was, there was one night at the beach house, which was formal night. It's called the Captain's Table, and we were taken in by the name, the Captain's Table. It is basically the chef's table. It is basically the formal night celebration evening menu, which you would get in the main dining room, but it's done upstairs in the beach house.
And we kind of wish we'd gone to the main dining room instead, to be honest.
Yes, it was crowded. It was nothing special.
No, we're just not happy.
No,
Waiting
we
20
just
minutes for nothing.
didn't choose well. We should have gone to the main dining room.
And Beth's favourite part of any P&O meal is the amuse-bouche.
I don't like cold soup.
Go and try it. What is it?
It smells like sweat.
I don't see sweat in the ingredients. It's apparently carrot and peach soup, with ginger and lime salsa. Come on. She's going in for a second. Third. Must be all right. Fourth.
Just down it, actually.
Yeah.
It's like years ago when you used to get like orange juice for your starter, but different.
We've been here 35 minutes. But you've had your amuse-bouche and a bread roll. You should be fine.
I think this is our error.
Yeah, we should have been in the main dining room. We don't like to rush things, but it's been an hour and we've just had a starter.
All the food we had in the main dining rooms was infinitely better than the food we had this night. So I don't really know what went wrong. Was it a one-off? Let us know. Is it usually good? Or did we just make an error and should we have gone to the main dining room? I think that would be my recommendation to people. Go to the main dining room or book somewhere like the Epicurion on celebration night. Maybe avoid this. Do you want to make a bit of cheddar?
Yeah, it's literally dried up cheddar and dried up red Leicester. And a date in a bowl.
And when you're on a cruise where the food is already good, what do? You pay more for a specialty dining experience. We're going to start this with Sindu, the Indian restaurant on board the P&O Iona.
But firstly, you can book the specialty dining options 14 days before via the P&O website. We highly recommend you do this if there's places you don't want to miss or there's certain times you want to book for your meals.
But what about the food itself at Sindu?
Little papadums.
I'm going to have a little one like that.
Big enough for a cat. Is that all you're having?
So you're excited, aren't you?
Elizabeth's trying to be good. That's all she's having. In the name of science, I'm trying one of each chutney. I don't know what they're called. Here we go. And the winner is the lamb pickle type one. Lime pickle. What is that, the flatbread?
Yeah, the flatbreads.
That looks so cool. I'm trying one of these. This is the Goan crab meat.
As you can see, the food in Sindu is a little bit elevated from your normal Indian food that you might get elsewhere.
So this is my vegetarian array. Lentil, okra, something, sweet potato. Yum. So what is that? What is that, Beth? Duck.
Duck.
And your naan bread as well. Yeah. Please enjoy, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is this the chicken, red chicken curry?
We're out.
To book Sindu in advance, it's a £10 per person deposit taken off your meal. One place you can't book in advance, but you can book once you're on board the ship, is the Olive Grove. We hadn't tried this before and we're looking forward to it.
As you can see from this menu, some of the items are included in your cruise fare and some of them are a small supplement.
Now, we know the Olive Grove is very popular with lots of people. We had heard it was a bit of a wait time and we did have to wait quite considerably long for our meal. And when it came, it wasn't amazingly good.
It was okay though. It was nice to have a difference from the main dining room fare. I had heard that lasagna was the best thing on the menu. I can't vouch for anything else, but I didn't really like it. It wasn't quite to my taste. Still a nice evening at the Olive Grove.
We would recommend you give it a go though, particularly if you've got kids with you and they just fancy a pizza and maybe some pasta for a change. Would we do it again? Probably if we were on the Iona, but if we couldn't get a booking, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
But one dining experience you should not miss on any P&O ship is the Epicurion.
Epicurion is very popular, so do book ahead 14 days in advance if you can. It's slightly cheaper to book this way than it is when you're on board. We do recommend it, maybe not if you're the fussiest of eaters, so do look at the menu beforehand.
Right, it's time to try the amuse-bouche, the Virgin Bloody Mary.
Right.
Spicy tomato.
Go for it. Come on. You did it last time and you drank the whole thing. Ooh, in one.
Ooh, see why they have it as a hangover cure? That is strong. As you would expect with a restaurant like this, the service is heightened, the attention to detail is great. There's a lot of things prepared directly at your table, for example, having the ham sliced in front of you. And all in all, a very nice evening at the Epicurion.
It wasn't all smooth sailing though, as often happens when you have human beings cooking and preparing and serving you food. Not all the food comes that you ordered, and in this case we ordered the steaks and they were very nicely cooked, but without the sides.
Our sides never arrived.
No, and like, I can't quite believe I'm saying this, but on the Azura, where we had lots of little bits and pieces we weren't that keen on, we really like to get Epicurion on there. It's, in my opinion, based on what we've had, I think we've had a better meal in the Epicurion on the Azura than we have had here. Which surprises me because everything else has been better here.
Yep.
This is the pre-dessert.
I don't think this is the ice cream that's
This is
meant
the
to.
pre-dessert.
Yeah, but this is not. He said he will give us extra dessert to make up for the fact that we didn't have.
Everyone's had this, I've seen it.
Yeah.
So what did we think of the food on Iona? Did we enjoy it more than the Azura?
Yeah, overall, there's absolutely no contest. P&O Iona food is some of the best food we've ever had at sea. That includes on American cruise lines.
I do think, from what I've heard, that P&O have worked hard to improve their main dining experience, so maybe that's why the food was so much better. But we're definitely excited to go back on another P&O ship in the future and give more food a try.
Speaking of joining us on future cruises, make sure you subscribe now to Traveling with Teens. And if you like this video, you're going to love this one here.